Now I have to talk about Mass Effect 2, which I said in my previous video has to be one of the not only one not only in my opinion one of the best in the series. Like Mass Effect 2, I still think Mass Effect 2 was the best out of the three, but I still think it's one of the best games of all time because this game it really surprised me because this game in terms of scope is nowhere near Mass Effect 1, but but overall they seem to find a way to make it more streamlined is the wrong word, but made it more focused, if that makes sense. And then I got into when I finished Mass Effect 1, I was like, all right, cool, I love this game. But what got me excited more is when you all decision you make in Mass Effect 1 transfers to Mass Effect 2. And I wish more games with choice gives you choice that does that because that's how you make a sequel, man. Because that's just really cool. Okay, then now when I got Mass Effect 2, I got it on my PC, but I got Zaid because I brought it new and the Zaid. I had no with those practices. I have no problem with it because if I brought it new and the Zaid, you get it for free. I'm like, alright, then I could I could live with that. I wish they did the same thing to the fucking Prothean DLC, but I'll go on that rant in a minute, or in the third video if I got time. And okay, Mass Effect 2. When I installed that game and then I transferred my save, and I was very happy to see that my Shepard's face is still the same. Played the game, and for those who played Mass Effect 2, you know what happens. The collectors attack. I'm pretty sure the collectors attack. Yeah, they attacked. And then you dropped to the atmosphere. People thought you were dead. You were dead, but 2 years, 2 years, I think. 2 to 4 years. I'm pretty sure it's two. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's two. For the sake of argument, just say two. And then you wake up. Not you wake up, and then you find out that Cerberus, the people that done some fucked up things in Mass Effect 1, revived you because they count for the purpose of being the collectors and finding out more information about the Reapers. Because the Council, because in my playthrough I saved the Council, but they don't really seem to care about the Reapers or the collectors. Most of the time they just deny their existence because they don't want to acknowledge that there's a big threat coming. But the only person who recognized this, and the only person who's actually taken action, is the Elusive Man, voiced by not Martin Sheen. It's Martin Sheen, yeah. I was, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure. Martin. I can't even spell Martin Sheen. Yeah, I was right. Martin Sheen. Okay, Martin Sheen. I was right. Um, which was really cool. I loved his voice. He fits that. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, his voice perfectly fits that. It was amazing. And then my shepherd, he goes to play a game, agreed to help Cerberus because they're the only fucking people that would do anything. And then when you go back, no, and after you go back, then the Yusuf man says, "All right, then yeah, if you don't believe me, then Miranda and Jacob will take you, and then you can see for yourself, and then where you meet Tally." And here's the thing: in this game, they improved Tally's character so much, it's insane. I loved it. It was insane. She's not that timid girl. She's like in front. I mean, she's not. She can be timid, but she's like in front. She's confident. It's really awesome to see. It was just awesome to see her again, and and then you can imagine my surprise when I found that she was romanceable. I was like, what? But that then didn't cross my mind because I was still romanced with Ashley. And then you play a game, and then for everyone when you play a game, you pretty much know what happens to the gist of the game. You join Cerberus, you fight the collectors, you stop the collectors, you gather a team, all of your team. As you can see in the screen, though, this is all the people you have the I'm pretty sure you have the option to get. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if it's mandatory. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure all of them are like you have to get all of them. So it's like then it was like you gather them up, then you go on this one of the most epic suicide missions I have ever played in the game. I'm pretty sure people in the comments say, "Well, is this game?" And I'm like, I haven't played that game. I'm pretty sure I haven't played that game, but one of the most epic suicide missions I've played. I the reason why I say this game is one of the best games of all time. Like I mentioned before, it had focus. It was smaller than Mass Effect 1. I will agree with that. And it did take out the tumbler, and I mean why? And then we have that shitty what was it? Hammerhead? I think that's what it's called. That weak ass. You could die with one hit, Hammerhead. It had focus, and one of the things that contributed to the whole why is one of the best games out there is, as you can see on my screen, the characters. I love the characters here except for one, and I'm pretty sure you guys know which character I hate, but I'll go into that later. It's the characters: Joker, Dr. Charquaz came back. We forgot about her. She was awesome. I love talking to Dr. Charquaz. Um, I really wish all the crew. Actually, I'm gonna save that for when I talk about Mass Effect 3. Yeah, it's the characters. Garrus, he's Garrus. What I loved about in this game, what they did with Garrus, is that they really you get to bond with him. It's one of those things that it's one of those things that in Mass Effect 1 he was kind of you were mentoring him kind of. He was kind of under your wing. He wasn't like your bro. He's like your be like you didn't like there wasn't a strong bromance there. It was more of the mentor kind of thing, which I liked in Mass Effect. I'm like, oh, I have this Turian that's cool design, and he's under my wing. I took him under my wing. But in Mass Effect 2, they really, really made it feel that not to the extent that I want, but they really did make the push where this guy's like your war buddy. He's like your war buddy. He's like your bro. He's like you guys been so much together, and it really showed, and it was just really cool. And every time I go on a mission, I always pick Garrus. I always do. He's like my unofficial second in command. I know in Mass Effect 2 is Miranda's second in command, but seriously, Garrus, he's my second in command. He's my bro. He's my bro. I love Garrus. He's really cool. He pretty much sticks by you, even though he kind of disagrees with your methods sometimes, but he does like stick by you, and he's a really good character. I love Garrus. He's loyal. He's brave. He's really awesome, and that camaraderie between you and Shepard is really good. And they really emphasize it in one of the books. I forgot what one of the books. I'm not sure if it was books, but I think it was a comic book where it showed. Oh, let me try to find it. It was a comic book where they comic. We talked about Garrus when he was on Omega. I forgot what it's called. Is it Homeworlds? It's one of the Homeworld series, right? I don't think it's that. When's Homeworld 3? It was one of the comics. I remember. It was when they were talking about his time in. Yeah, I was right. Homeworld's 3, the comic. and it was that comic. It really nailed deep the bond. It nailed deep what Garrus was thinking about Shepard this whole time, and I'm pretty. And in that comic, at the end of that comic, spoiler alert, you know, Adam, it basically picks up for at the end of that comic, Garrus was surrounded by, mercenaries, and then Garrus looks at the scope, he sees the N7 as Shepard, and then Mass Effect 2, it continued on from that, and when I saw that comic, I was like, holy shit! It put this perspective that I never thought. It goes deep to his childhood. Talked about his father, his mother, and it was just awesome. The experience I had was awesome, and yeah, I did talk about he was my second in command. I literally did at the end of the suicide mission. I picked him as my second in command. He was so cool. He was like, I think it was second fire team. Miranda wanted to do it, and then Jack told her to fuck off, and then I'm like, and then I just picked Garrus because he was really a cool guy. I love Garrus. Thane, he's mysterious and badass doesn't quite do him justice. He's like he's just so cool. I'm like, is that a ninja when I first saw him? And then he killed one of when you first meet him. Then he prays over people. Um, he when you start thinking about him, I thought even though he was bad, I thought he was one of those generic, I'm a silent ninja. I have a sad past, blah blah blah. I mean, he does. He does have all those things, but it's his character, the way he expresses himself, the way he talks about himself, the way he views the world. That's what, to me, made Thane really special. And again, the bond you have with him throughout the game, the bond you build with him, it's really, really fascinating, and it's really, really cool. And it's like, again, it's the bond. That's what makes Mass Effect 2 so great. It's the bonding. I'm not saying Mass Effect 1 didn't have it. It's just that Mass Effect 2 it emphasizes that. Thane, he's just, again, like Garrus, he's loyal to a fault. And if you help him with his, side quest, and his side quest was really is touching, and you could really see how badass he was. He was reciting. I remember doing his not suicide. I remember doing his mission, and it was about Koyat. And there was one part where he's like, "Shepard, you go up there, and I will hide behind the shadows." And then he was saying a phrase, and at the end he says, "Grant me forgiveness." And people walk past him, and he disappears like a ninja. I'm like, all right, this guy is cool, but he really is a really great character, and it was just even after the suicide mission, talking to him, it was really great. The way he views life, even though I disagree with that. I mean, I personally disagree with some aspects of his views, but he was a really philosophical, really deep character, and I just loved Thane. I loved Thane. Grunt, Grunt. He's. I had so much fun with Grunt. I loved Grunt. I loved, again. It's not really the bond that makes me fall in love with Grunt. What I love about Grunt is he's what he is. Not only what he is, but how his attitude, how he carries himself, um how he expresses himself is what he is what fascinates me about Grunt. Like if I remember right, he's a Krogan. He's like the purest Krogan out there. It's like Tank Bird. He's as Krogan as you could get, and that's what I loved. And I'm sorry, because they did go in depth what Grunt is, what makes him special. But if my memory serves me right, it's that he's really, his DNA is mixed with some. If I remember right, it's combined with Warlord or Kier, with famous warlords. He's 100% Krogan in its purest form. And then the science, I forgot. I think it was it Okir? what was his name? The scientist that created Grunt. He even sacrificed himself to save Grunt because Grunt he's like the next stage. He's like in his mind, the scientist's mind, he is what the Krogan. He is what the Krogan should be. What the Krogan is gonna be. He is the next stage of the Krogan. And it's hearing that is just really cool. And I really, really hope, because Krogan lives for a long, long while. I really, really hope that we get to see him in Andromeda, see his adult form, his shell over his head. That will be really interesting to see. I absolutely love Grunt. Jack, I will admit, I love Jack. But I will admit, when I first met her, she annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I remember trying to save her, and then I was like, hey, I'm just gonna get you out of here. She's like, shit, you sound like a pussy. I was like, what? She's like, Jesus, you sound like a pussy. I was like, you know what? That's it. And I just went renegade. I just started threatening her. And then she started to back down. I was like, yeah. It was just, she was a cunt when you first met her. But then throughout the game, you start to see her tragic backstory. You got to see where she's coming from. You got to see why she's like this. Her life is not sunshine and rainbows. It's pretty fucked up. But what I loved is that you're like a therapist almost. You kind of like when you talk with her more, you start to get in deep with how she thinks, why she thinks like this. One of the problems I have with Jack is not her as a character, it's the game itself. Is that when I was trying to like when I tried to talk more with Jack, for some reason the game starts pushing me into romancing her for some reason. I don't know why. When I started talking with Jack, I forgot when, but then it was like there was one time when she's like, why do you keep coming here? Obviously you want to have sex with me. I'm not talking about that part. It's just when I kept going on, and then for some reason there was like a romance thing happening. I was like, wait, what? No, I just want to talk with you. I just want to be your mate. Yeah, but overall, Jack, she's powerful. I mean, she can be kind of a cunt, but then, I mean, she's a lovable cunt. I love Jack, but yeah, she's powerful. I did like her design. I mean, I found it weird at first, but then it started growing on me. I liked her design. I liked Jack. I really did. Kasumi, if I remember right, she was a DLC. I swear. Yeah, she was a DLC. When you get the game, I'm pretty sure you get her for free, same as Zaid. I think. I'm not sure. Remember, I got Mass Effect 2 later in the game. This was back when I got Mass Effect 2 when they were pimping out Arrival DLC. And Kasumi was fine. I liked Kasumi. She's like, I thought she was like a female version of Thane, but I was just so wrong with that. I liked her character. I like the playful side to her. I like the jokey side of her. And with her, I what did I do? At the end of a side quest, I chose to destroy the the box that contained her boyfriend's memories, because I thought, look, your boyfriend wants you to destroy this box. If you kept this box, you'll be a target. So it was one of those things. I'm like, yeah, just destroy it and then just move on with your life. Yeah, that's what I chose. Wait, did Jack have a side quest? I'm pretty sure she did. I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm trying to remember what it was. I do know I picked a Paragon option for that, but I think it was letting the guy live. I completely forgot. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about it. Yeah, Garrus, I chose the Paragon to let the guy live because the guy was because his side quest he was trying to kill some guy he knew because he betrayed him in Omega. But I told him to let him live because the guy was already suffering enough. Thane again, Paragon, Kolyat, I calmed Kolyat down. I think I smacked him in the face. I'm not sure. I think I punched him Koya in the face, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Yeah, but he's alive. Yeah, and I don't think he went to prison. I don't think so. Yeah, yeah, he didn't go to prison. Grunt is pretty much, yeah. I helped him with his mission with Rex, where he had to be indicting. He had to join Urtnot clan, and then I got him in. Yeah, Jack. For the life of me, I completely forgot her her story, her quest. But I'm pretty sure I pretty much chose Paragon for everyone here. Uh, and Morden, Morden, uh, Morden. I just feel sad because of Mass Effect 3, but yeah, he's a tortured soul. When you start, he really was a tortured soul. When you start talking more, because he talks fast, he talks like really quick, but he's deadly. He's a scientist at the same time. He's a really cool character. I loved Morden. His quest is really you could. It, what I love about his quest is like even with my shepherd, there is no black and white. There is no black and white. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, there is no black and white scenario in his quest line. Because when you start playing his quest line and find out what he did with the genophage, I mean, I love Rex, but in my opinion, I think I mean, it had to be done because the Krogans back then were fucking. They were. I mean, they were fucked. They were messed up. I have no. They. It was insane. In my opinion, it had to be done. I know a lot of Mass Effect fans would disagree with that, but if Morden didn't do what he did with the genophage, yeah, the Krogan people would pretty much take over the galaxy. The galaxy. I love Morden. He's such a great character, and I, the talks you have with him singing, uh, the intellectual talks you have with him is really great. I love Morden. It was really good. Zaid, I like Zaid. He wasn't as deep. In my opinion, his backstory wasn't as deep as I wanted it to be, but he was still a great character. You know, he was betrayed, blah blah blah. Yeah, I was wrong. I didn't pick Paragon. I picked Renegade for this one. So basically, I let the people die, and he got his revenge, and he killed the bastard that betrayed him, and it was really cool to see that. Legion. I'm gonna say this out right now. Of all the characters here, Legion has to be one of the most interesting characters of the bunch because in Mass Effect 1 you fought the Geth. In Mass Effect 2 you recruit one and he has your armor. And then you find out the Geth that you find in Mass Effect 1 were actually called the Heretics. Legion, the talks you have with him was so interesting. The backstory you have with Rannoch and the Geth, and then you see things from the Geth's perspective and you talk to Legion, it was just so. It was amazing. It was really cool. Again, the mythos they add to Mass Effect universe, the world of Mass Effect was really cool. Out of all the characters, I loved Legion. I mean, I loved Garrett. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of depth, I just loved Legion. When you first find him in the Derelict Reaper, and just talking with them, talking about philosophy, talking about, and he says, "Do I have a soul?" It was really good. And then when you befriend him enough, and then you find out about, I think it was what was it called, the Dyson Sphere. I think you forgot where they upload all the Geth upload into a single place, so no Geth will ever be alone. It was really cool. I love Legion, and it made me love the Geth even more. Samara. She is scary when I first met her, but she's really powerful. She has that black and white code that it was meh. It was really weird, but I love Samara at the end of it. I chose Samara over her daughter because she tried to kill me, and I'm like, fuck it, fuck, you're dead. I feel sorry for the people who chose Samara's daughter over Samara because in her quest you get to choose either Samara or her daughter. If you chose to choose her daughter in Mass Effect 3, she turns the Reaper's guard and then they turn her into a banshee. So it was a waste. It was kind of a waste, but yeah, I made a good decision. I picked that was karma bitch. But I chose Samara because she was really great. She's a powerful biotic as well. I used her in the suicide mission for with that big mass effects field. I chose her, and she was really as an interesting character. And then I kind of when she starts talking and then her design, I'm like, is she like the samurai version of the Asari? And then she says, yeah, I'm more of a samurai version of the Asari, and I really liked Samara. And Miranda annoyed me at first, but then when you get to know her better, she was also such a great character. I loved Miranda, and then when you hear about her not having, I'm pretty sure she said she can't have kids. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure she said she can't have kids because of what happened to her. But it she was also a deep character, and I love Miranda. She was a hard ass at first, but then I instantly loved her. In this game, I romanced because Ashley pissed me off in this game. She just left. She's like, they fuck off. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you then. And then I romanced Tally, and she was the best romance. I loved Tally. I really did. Now, the elusive man. I loved the guy as well. I said before, he's really great. Joker was great. Edie was great. I love the new AI I have on board. I love Edie. And then we get to Jacob. I hate Jacob. Not hate Jacob, but honestly, he's, in my opinion, he's so boring. He's really dull. He's really boring. I did not care for Jacob. I did not care for Jacob at all. If he died I would not care. He was so dull. I feel sorry for any femshep players who romanced him because of what happened in Mass Effect 3. He's such he's a crap character. He's terrible, man. I did not. I was really disappointed with Jacob. I thought they were going to give him the Tally treatment, like in Mass Effect 3. They're going to really improve his character, like Tally they did with Tally in Mass Effect 2. But my God, he was so dull. Fuck Jacob. But then Mass Effect 2 as a whole, I absolutely loved the suicide mission where you have to. I literally spent like so many times like going to different planets, orbiting. Different planets, mining for different resources so I can improve my ship because they made it emphatically clear that the collectors took us out. They took us out the first time. We need to upgrade our ships. We need to upgrade our guns. We need so people will not die. If we do not upgrade, you will die. So since the beginning, I was collecting resources, upgrading my ships, everything. I upgraded everything. Took all the resources, upgraded everything, and they were like, "Yes, you done everything." And the perks of one of the great things of carrying over saves into Mass Effect 2 is that your Paragon or Renegade thing transfers to that. Since I got like a massive Paragon boost and a Renegade boost from the start, because I play as a Paragade, I play both. Um, but I'm more Paragon than Renegade. But you get to settle disputes behind with squad mates like Jack had with Miranda and Tally had with Legion. You get to sort them out. That was a good thing, and it was really cool. And it was just like, and in that game you literally felt like a commander because in Suicide Mission you get to pick and choose who does what. I picked Legion to do the tech. I picked Garrus to do to lead the second fire team. I picked Moradin to help the survivors back in the ship. And here's the thing: if you take too much time, uh, if you take too much time, like because your crew gets abducted in one point in the game. If you take too much time building up your resources, by the time you get to the ship, most of them will die. So it's a good thing that I sold all the resources beforehand. Because when they start talking about, all right, I'll start doing that, and I said it all beforehand. And then by the time that came up, I was already done. They're like, okay, we can save the crew. Then I went in and I saved the crew. I picked Morden to take them back. I've chosen Miranda, Samara to do the shield. And it was so epic. The suicide, it was the music, the dialogue, the speeches. It was really, really awesome. I chose to destroy the collector base. And it was just so cool. Like, all the decisions you make lead up to this point. If you don't do this, you will fuck up on this one. And it was really good. It was focused. They changed the ammo thing, which personally I loved, because in Mass Effect 1's unlimited ammo, but they changed it to clips. And they added a story reason. But it was really, really well done. I loved Mass Effect 2. I really did. I'm thinking of later on, like next week, just replaying it again. I loved it. You get to meet interesting characters in Mass Effect 2 as well. The the singing Krogan. Not singing Krogan, the Krogan that was making poems for his Asari lover. That was really great. What's the name? Oh my god, Arya. Arya was really cool as well, because when you first meet her, she was kind of a hard ass, and I understood why she was a hard ass, because she doesn't trust you and all that crap. But when you start getting to know her, it was really cool. I really loved that. I really loved Arya. She was really cool. She was really tough, and then they have this weird relationship with Shepard. Not a sexual one, but it was I don't know, it was really weird, but for some reason I loved it. I loved it. I'm trying to think of other characters. You get to meet Anderson again, really cool. Only for a brief amount of time. Ashley was a cunt. I couldn't stand, but she was like, oh, I'm just. She just left. It was just like. It was like, I was like, what? It was just like, you know what, I'm done. Even though she did send you a message back, I was like, I just don't care. I just stopped caring. The council. The councils, they are. Let me just show them. They are the most insufferable twats. I have these guys. These guys are insufferable twats. I can't stand them. Them in Mass Effect 2. In Mass Effect 2, yeah. You know, here's the thing. They were It doesn't show here, but they were Oh, yes, this part. Fuck this guy. I'll get into that. They didn't even talk to you in person. It was just a hologram. They were just like, oh, the Reapers didn't exist. The solver was created by the Geth. And you were like, no, it wasn't. And you know it wasn't. Why are you acting like such dicks? And then F this guy. He was like, oh, yes, Reapers. The immortal sentient race that hide out in dark space. Yeah, we dismissed that claim. And then this prick has the absolute fucking gall to say, oh, your mind is just messed up and all that shit. And I loved in the game where you get to reply, it's like, you do realize who saved your ass, right? Do you realize how many humans died to save your ass, you fucking dick? But then they were like, yeah, but look, let's just make you expecting and all be well and shit. I'm just like, fuck off, you guys are dicks. I was so hoping in Mass Effect 3 you get to say I told you so moment, and there wasn't. I was really disappointed with that. He was like, oh, if you should listen to me and blah blah blah. He's like, we could decide to blame later or some shit like that. He didn't it wasn't satisfactory in my opinion. It wasn't. I was hoping in Mass Effect 3 you get to really tell them off. You get to really tell them off, and that really didn't happen. It was just, I was really disappointed by that. But I'll talk about that in Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 2 DLC is really great. Liara, the Shadow Broker, one of the best DLCs in that game. New Arrival was fine. I liked it, but Yeah, Liara DLC was far superior. I loved that. I loved that DLC. It was really cool. I loved the DLC for that. Overall, Mass Effect 2, I had a great blast with that. Um, Taking on everyone's side quest was really great. The suicide mission was great. Knowing about the Geth was great. I chose to rewrite the Geth. I know people had this moral issue with that, but I just didn't care. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, everyone. This we need their help for 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 Mass Effect 3 when the time comes. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We forgot to mention in Mass Effect 2, I saved. I mean, Mass Effect 1, I saved the Rachni. I remember. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, but I saved the Rachni in that one because the Rachni, they were just like. I felt sorry for them. I was like, yeah, look, I just set you free. And then when I found out they were making songs with Shep, I hope in Andromeda they touch on that, the Rachni. I really hope they do. They're really interesting species. But overall, one of the best games I ever played. Loved Mass Effect 2. I still have it on my PC. Really awesome. Loved the game. I had fun purchasing that game, and I had fun playing that game. And now I have to talk about Mass Effect 3, and yeah, can't wait for that. Yeah, seriously, can't wait for that. I'll talk more about Mass Effect 3.